Are you ready for the musical journey of the decade? Enter a different world. A unique reality created by the musical talent of the great composer Daisuke Ishiwatari, accompanied by the chorus of Toshihiro Kashihara and Atsushi Hasegawa. In this intense journey to the United Nations of Illyria, 18 vocal tracks in bass versions, 17 bonus tracks as bonus content, more than 60 total songs. Do you want to feel like fighting in a bar? Want to feel like you're winning? Immerse yourself in their stories, their yearnings, hopes and struggles. Only $40 with crossplay and rollback on all online platforms. Plus, with your purchase, you get the Guilty Gear Strike game as free gift. Why are you waiting to rock with us?
Guilty Gear Strike.
Welcome to a half-decent guide. I'm FlameMDQ and today is the fighting game that creates two trans icons, put Guilty Gear even more in the AAA view, and garners comment from XR and SPR players who still believe the other games were better on release. To explain the moment here, I'm contractually obligated to point out that you have an extra button available, especially if you want to play with the little green dog. While movement may vary, there are certain characters that cannot dash forward. I say especially to the guy in the tier row who only chooses grappling and is already getting ready for pot game. Hey! The super lesson half of the video! Stop yelling society already! Backward dashes have a minuscule instant of invulnerability, so they can share spectacular situations. By their most common use, and therefore one that nobody does properly, that if we get off the ground with back dashes, we will avoid certain attacks meant to force us to block. Following video game logic, there is also double jumping, so our air control is quite high. If we are in a hurry, we can do super jump. If we are jumping and we double tap horizontally, we'll do an aerial dash. If it is forward, we will see a ring on our feet. Just like on the ground, not everyone can do this. Check your character carefully unless you want to find out the hard way. Now the buttons are usually for the right thumb. This game we will have 5 buttons, which add up is the most impractical number since Mortal Kombat 1, the real one. First we have punches. It will be the light one in case we compare with other games. While all characters can confirm it by doing 3 punches in a row and something cancelling to a special attack, the most common use is what we call the 6P, Power and Punch. This is an universal command move that works as an anti-air. All characters have this anti-air. It is easy to cancel the animation on a special move. It literally makes our character for the game only exist from the waist down. The second button is the kick. From here it is already more noticeable as it varies according to each character. The most important thing is that if we do crouch it always be low. It is quite useful to get rid of opponent, especially when it is playing the 5th button. Slash, kill button. It's effective by proximity unlike the previous one, and it's the main combo initiator. Do you have someone nearby? Slash! And another slash! Why hit once when it can be twice? As a special fact, we can cancel slash on dash. It will look specifically like that, with a special effect. It's very specific its use, but you better know it exists. X can also cause that effect. And if I have said 2, why not 3? Heavy slash! It can be applied after 2 slashes with any characters. Of course, heavier, lower, more damaging, and more dangerous to you. These are called guarding combos and are universal. Punch into crouching punches and command normal, as well as the 6P. The kick cannot cancel itself, but also in command normal. And slash in itself, and then in heavy slash. Command normals, unless it is a slash from far away, then directly with heavy. In the air it's the same with slash and heavy. Here the 5th button is added, dust. It's really good. Dust button is a curious thing, so let's go with its use. While in there it's another attack, and you'll see that depending on your character, has many specific uses, so let's take it down one at a time. The most usual one is power or back and dust. It's a throw. It's also the way to avoid throws. And yes, everyone has an aerial throw. We are crouching, this will be the sweep, famous ankle kick. You can always do down kick and follow it up with down dust, and sometimes some special moves. Very useful if your character prefers not to have people so close. Standing up visually, it will have this special effect no matter what character it is, and it's an overhead that will comboable. It's not exactly practical for it. Now, if you want to make it more fun, keep it pressed, and during the charge prior to impact, do upwards. During that period, if we press the same button twice, as you see, the second impact will knock the opponent out of the sky. And of course, we can do more developed combos during the trips. So let's go back. We will continue with the use of the indicators or bars. The first one is of course the life bar. There's only one thing you need to know besides the where it gets down to 0%, lose. And this is that this game has a mechanic called guts. What is guts? The question was who? You should already know. Let's make the Potekin in the background happy so they stop screaming. Let's say we make a Potekin Buster. On AA, the almighty common grab of this game, it causes a devastating amount of damage. Looking at it, you are thinking, in the name of Justin Wong, who balanced this? Or, yeah, I need to do this like 2 times and some hit to kill depending on the part. In both cases, you are wrong. This is where guts happens. While the life bar is getting low, guts is making present no, and for all practical purposes, we have pen spawn. If my opponent has only half a life bar and I use another Potekin Buster, numbers don't lie. The final damage was less than against an opponent at full health. That brings us to the second bar, which if you point it right at the fingers, you don't owe me the gift subscription. No, it's not that one that says burst, not the one that says stations. It's there. No, below burst. That's not decoration. Another bar. This is risk. It has only one use, but knowing that it exists so you don't get scared about what it does. If a character is constantly blocking attacks, this bar will slowly fill up. What effect does this have? The more risk, the more damage the next successful attack will cause. If the risk bar is full, an alert will be displayed and the next normal attack will be a and with 20% extra damage. Then we will go to details with that. But if you were playing for 5 minutes without knowing what were you doing, maybe you already hit 10 times in a row. Tier bar is burst. Has several uses, although it might seem minor. The main use is to escape from the opponent. To use it is with any of the 4 main buttons and does simultaneously. It serves as a combo breaker basically. In this installment in particular, we can perform it even when we are on the other side of the screen in the air, almost always caused by the Irishman with a revolver. But be very careful. We cannot perform it if we get a grab, a super, a hit that visually turns into a grab, or if we get slammed against the wall. And also, it is reactionable. We consider that our opponent will use burst to run away from the possible combo initiation. We can block his burst and continue with the combo. You will notice that the bar has a dividing line in the middle. It is not just to tell you that you are in the middle of its gradual recharge over time. If we have half a burst bar, we have access to 2 mechanics. The first one is Wild Assault, doing a quarter circle forward and dust. This will automatically advance us with a combo hit. The amount of time we hold the dust will affect the hit. And even more important, on impact, it will slightly reduce the opponent's burst bar. What does that do? It means that they can no longer use burst to escape the combo. Depending on the character, our Wild Assault is orange, blue, or white. If your character has orange, it is faster. By holding the button, they will fly more horizontally, but if you make a mistake, your momentum is not so fast and you will have to think how to continue the offensive. But while as our blue, you will apply stagger effect, or you will launch the opponent vertically. In case of doing it to an opponent who is blocking, will break their defense. Finally, Wild Assault Y. Make us invincible to hits and projectiles, no grabs, but if we make a mistake we will be exposed. Before you ask, what if I break the wall with this? Yes, you will lower the offensive force, but he will recover before the transition animation.
Positive bonus.
If we do the quarter circle backwards, we will do a Deflect Shield. When we do it, we will defend with an orange range. It will nullify the damage and the push block, and it will throw the opponent away. It lasts a quarter of a second, so be careful not to do it tastefully, because you will be open for an instant when it ends. Finally, every gorilla favorite use is the Gold Burst. The Gold Burst occurs if we attempt a burst without blocking or receiving a combo. Doing so, the burst will be golden instead of blue, and our tension bar will progressively grow very fast with an effect called positive bonus. But you will most likely see the positive bonus when you do this. Of course, the primary use of the tension bar is to stuff the opponent's face full of fingers with special super abilities or so-called overdress. All characters have at least 2 of them, and one has to look as cool as possible. Break another wall, we know you want to. By breaking the wall and giving me another skill to transition scenarios, we'll earn the positive bonus. The tension bar will reset completely at the end of the round. Don't hold anything back. Any attack can break the wall, but if you are the one they're using to break the wall, you still have a choice. If in 1 second you are not hit to break the wall, you can recover in 3 different ways. If you do nothing or press up or down, you will fall on your feet where you are. Beware, if you are stuck against the wall and cannot escape it, you are much more vulnerable to being smashed again. If you press any direction backwards, you will recover by doing outwards. And if you press any direction forward, you will recover with a great distance from the wall. The next use of tension is the famous RC, Roman Cancel. Nothing to do with the Roman Empire. In fact, it is actually called Romantic Cancel. How is it done? By pressing 3 of the main buttons simultaneously with 50% tension. What does it do? This is completely situational, and there are 4 uses. The first one is blue. It happens in neutral situation or in regular movements. We can use it to slow down the opponent for a second if we are close and even cause impossible combos. Then we have the yellow. This is the defensive one. It will cause a guard break, but its practical effect is to stop the opponent for a moment so that both return to neutral state. Next one is purple. It is performed during a special move, no reversals, to stop the animation early, but only if our opponent is far away from us. Especially useful with projectors or to get out of trap situations. Finally, everyone's favorite, the red one. Occurs when cancelling any hit in Roman Cancel, and will cause the opponent to rise slightly in low gravity, especially useful to continue combos. In addition, all Roman Cancels except yellow are affected if we press twice in non-diagonal direct, moving in the process. In the case of red, it can help us for specific combos. Very important. Cannot do Roman Cancel to a reversal type move. Unless it is an overdrive. But yeah, that's me spending 100% of heal. The other use of tension is defensive. While we block backwards and that's it, press 2 of the 4 main buttons simultaneously during the block, we'll spend tension to block with this energy shield, called Force Defense or FD. It will prevent all chip damage, not you chip, it will prevent the risk bar from rising and will push the opponent even further than with normal blocking. You still have to block in the right direction, not escape from the mix. If we do in there, yes, we can block in the air. It will increase our gravity and will go down to the ground faster. Now, what if we wanted to defend in a cooler way? We have to block just when an attack is about to hit. With projectile it's a little easier to practice, but when we are melee, you get the idea. Instant block or shoot defense is the name of the mechanic. If we get it right there, will be a shot on the screen. What are the benefits? It will cancel the chip damage. I say not you! We will not be pushed during the blocking. We will gain twice as much tension. And if it's in the air, we will recover sooner. And can I make it even cooler? Yes! You can do an instant flawless defense, which as you can imagine is like doing a shot defense while spending bar. To make it more comfortable, you can already have 2 buttons pressing while you're pressing backwards, calculating the attack. How do we calculate a shoot defense? Let's make an example as this mechanic is extremely useful and I refuse to let you leave this video without using it. Let's say we are attacking in sequence. As soon as we block once, if the following attacks are a true string, I don't have to keep pressing back, and I can be preparing a raise move without stopping. But if the opponent likes their attacks, while I can hit them, I can also put myself at raise. So the trick is to press slightly an instant before the impact comes upon us to achieve it. It's easier if we worry not for the first attack, but for all the ones that follows. Do this in every fight and you will be impossible to take down in no time. And what if instead of blocking we try to go on offense in the wrong way? Well, that's the... A counter in Guilty Gear works in 3 levels, but the rule is always the same. It's an attack that connects against an opponent who couldn't defend itself. That is, during the initiation, the active state, or the recovery of an attack. If we counter with a punch or a kick, it will just appear up there. No sound, nothing. If we use slash, it will be much more evident. This is one of those where the slash in counter, dash, and another slash always works. And if we use heavy slash or down dash, well, definitely know it was the counter and the opponent can get his finger ready to burst. You can force counter status in the training menu for the first hit of any combo sequence. The trick of the counter is that it will not only cause extra damage, but it allows combos that in normal situations are not possible. In this guide, I have a surprise for you. There was an extra button all this time, and most people don't know it. Disappointing. The taunt, cancelable its animation and giving 10% tension to the opponent. If we do it forward, it will be respect. Because there's nothing cooler than having a fun and respectable fight. Thank you so much for watching the video and thanks you so much more for giving Guilty Gear Strive a chance among your games. I hope this guide has covered everything you need to fulfill Daisuke's vision and enjoy this concert with all of us. Subscribe to stay tuned for the next half decent guide, and have a better day than seeing Kisuke.